In this video, we are discussing data visualization. This section covers how to create a scatter plot and how to properly format graphs. To describe these concepts, data from an example lab is used. The scatter plot will be used for many future engineering applications and plots each data point separately on the chart area. Do not confuse it with the line chart, which is similar, but uses lines to connect data points. To insert a scatter plot, go to the Charts group in the Insert tab and select Scatter with Only Markers. The next step is to add a data series to the blank plot. To do this, right-click on the blank plot and click on Select Data in the Quick menu. In the Select Data Source window, click on Add. Give a descriptive name in the Series Name dialog box. In the example lab, we'll plot the rubber ball data first, and thus we'll type rubber ball into the box. In the Series X Value dialog box, click the Collapse button beside the box. Now, select all the numbers, the column under the column header, representing the HRI values for the rubber ball. Then press Enter to return to the Edit Series window. In the same manner, select all the HRB values for the rubber ball for the Series Y values. Click OK to return to the Select Data Source window, then click OK again. If the resultant plot is sitting on top of your data table, simply click and drag the plot window away from the data to another location in your spreadsheet. It is now time to add the second set of data points to the same graph. Use the same procedure as that of the rubber ball to add the series for the ping pong ball. The resultant graph should possess two sets of data. However, it needs to be formatted to look professional. An essential aspect of data visualization is proper formatting. An improperly formatted chart will likely not describe data in an adequate manner. Always add a title, axis labels, and a legend to your scatter plot. It should be noted that in professional reports, titles are not included on graphs. However, it is useful to include titles in your Excel worksheet to improve readability. To add a title, legend, and labels, left-click anywhere on the chart and note that a green plus sign appears at the top left corner. Click on the green plus sign and check off the axis titles, chart title, and legend boxes. The small arrow to the right of the boxes allows for specifications of each addition. This addition of elements can also be accomplished by selecting the Add Chart element in the Chart Layouts group of the Charts tool tab that appears at the top of the window when a graph is selected. Type in your own chart and axis titles by clicking on the title in the graph. Make sure to include units in the axis titles. It is useful to tidy up the axis by displaying major and minor tick marks. This will clarify data ranges and improve the readability of the plot. To alter tick marks, right-click on the vertical axis line, then select Format Axis. A toolbar will appear on the right side of the window. Under the Tick Marks section, use the drop-down menu to change Major Type to Inside. Repeat this procedure for the horizontal axis tick marks. Data should always be spread evenly across a plot area, as opposed to being bunched in one half of a chart. Bunching can be fixed by altering the axis ranges. To modify the horizontal and vertical axis ranges and specify the types of numbers on the graph, right-click on the vertical axis and then select Format Axis. In the Axis Options section, change the bounds. This sometimes takes some playing around to get a nice spread of data. In the sample lab, having a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 120 produces an aesthetically pleasing plot. Note that you can always reset the axis to the initial auto-generated range by clicking the Reset button next to Minimum and Maximum. Under the Numbers section, you can specify what type of number the axis represents and change the displayed number of decimals on the major tick marks. Repeat this procedure for the horizontal axis. Another formatting option is to alter grid lines and border styles. There is no standard formatting for this, so feel free to play around. However, always make sure that formatting makes your chart easier to read and understand. To format the grid lines and border styles, right-click on the horizontal grid lines inside the graph axis, then select Format Grid Lines. Under Dash Type, select the Dash option. Then, right-click on the white space within the plot area and select Format Plot Area from the Quick menu. Under the Border section, select Solid Line. The last and extremely important step in presenting data is the addition of error bars on each of the points in accordance with the specified uncertainty. The first step is to open the Error Bar Options toolbar. To do this, click on any of the rubber ball data points to highlight all the points in the series. Under the Chart Tools Design tab, select the Add Chart Element button in the Chart Layouts group in the top left corner. Under Error Bars, select More Error Bars options to bring up the toolbar on the right side of the window. In bold green, Excel will specify whether you are formatting the vertical error bar or the horizontal error bar. To switch between the two, click the bolded Error Bar option drop-down at the top of the toolbar and select between Series Rubber Ball X error bars or Series Rubber Ball Y error bars. Next, you need to select the correct type of error. If the error amount is the same for all data points, the easiest method is to type in the uncertainty in the fixed value box under Error Amount. The percentage box may also be used if the error is always some fixed percentage of the value. In most cases, the error amounts will differ for each data point and may even differ between the positive and negative errors. Thus, the formatting of error bars requires the use of the Custom button. To add custom error bars, select the Custom button and then click the Specify Value button. This action will bring up dialog boxes for the positive and negative error that work in the same manner as selecting data. The order in which the error data is selected corresponds to the points on which the error bars will be placed in your graph. First selected cell corresponds to error on the first data point in the series, second cell corresponds to error on the second, etc. Click the Collapse button beside the positive error box and then select all the errors for the bounce heights of the rubber ball, then press Enter. In this case, the error for the bounce height is positive negative 2 centimeters. Thus, the positive and negative errors for the bounce heights are the same. As a result, the negative errors can be specified by the same cells as the positive errors. Click OK after specifying both errors, but do not close the toolbar on the right side of the window. Now click the bold Error Bar Options drop-down as before to bring up the series Rubber Ball X error bars and repeat the same procedure. The last step is to format the data markers to make error bars easier to read. To reduce the size of the data point markers, thus making error bars more visible, right-click on any of the markers, then select Format Data Series to bring up the right side toolbar. Underneath the bolded Series Options title, click the Fill in Line Paint Can button, then click Marker. Under Marker Options, change the marker type to Built-in and specify an appropriate marker size. 4 is usually a good size. Repeat the same error bars procedure for both series markers. It should be noted that you can also alter the format of the error bars in a similar manner by right-clicking on an error bar. To display plots and tables in your report, you need to move them from Excel to Microsoft Word. When you bring your tables and graphs from Excel to Word for the creation of your reports, the default is for a link between the Word table or graph and the Excel table or graph. This default means that when the table or graph is updated in Excel, it will also be updated in Word. Because of this link, there is the potential for Word to run slowly, particularly for large documents with many linked figures and tables. To avoid this delay, there is the ability to copy a table or graph into Word as a picture. To copy your table or graph as a picture, instead of simply using Ctrl and V to paste a graph into your Word document, right-click where you wish to paste the table or graph, then select Paste as Picture from the Paste options. You may need to format the picture to fit within the margins of your page.